What is up, JG Crew? And today I want to talk about a little bit of the shotgun meta in this Fortnite season today as we went over the changes in Thursday's update last week. And I said something about the Java Scatter Blaster. If you guys recall that video, you remember me saying that I said the gun isn't good for your aim you have to because you hit only body shots and headshots are not needed to go for. Where I say at the ACP you can go for headshots. But you know what? I was wrong about the Java Scatter Blaster. And I've learned more about it. Um, and I'm gonna talk about it. Should you use it? Should you not use it? More in depth than we talked about earlier. Because with how this season plays out and how people can play the game, there's a lot of different things that I think can happen. And it really depends on how you organize your loadout. How I organize my loadout, if you guys watch the gameplay in the background, is I have a shotgun, a dedicated spray weapon, and then I have the DMR, the IQA-11, which is really strong. A mobility item, or no, and then it's heals, and then a mobility item. With shockwaves, I can go single mobility now because um, that's also another important change that has happened, is shockwaves are now able to be put into the shrines. So it makes this setup for the shotgun a lot more doable and a lot more convenient than it would be if the shockwaves were not be if you weren't able to put air sprites in the shrine to get extra shockwaves, which is a very convenient and easy way to get into shockwaves. Um, by the way, water sprites don't work with this. But let's talk about kind of how it works. So first of all, I want to go over double mobility with this thing. Does it work well with double mobility? I'm gonna say no. Here's why. If you have one shot in your magazine and you miss it, all you have, I would assume, if you're, using a second weapon because of the versatility of it, you're probably using the A280 blaster, which means that's the only thing you have to shoot, and you're in big trouble in the fight. Um, Now, if you're using the F11, the job is a lot easier in the close range fights, but often your close range fights are probably going to be pretty tough because before you push that to get in a close range fight, you probably didn't get that much damage on the guy before the close range fight really started. That's obviously something I assume. I don't know exactly because I don't watch you guys play the game, but from my experience, that's likely what's to happen, but you can't confirm anything. This is kind of just guessing on if I was in the situation, what would happen to myself with how I play. Okay? And that's what I see out there on those plays. Um, which makes this really hard to use. Plus, double mobility, since shockwaves are a lot more accessible, feels unnecessary. You could obviously use the lightsaber to flip around and stuff to get more distance on pushing fights after getting good damage. And you can also go on to TIE fighters, and if they're high in the air and they blow up, you can use the lightsaber to keep yourself immune to fall damage, so you can take more risks on trying to blow up those TIE fighters. And we'll talk about those, the counter to those, here in another video. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you don't have a good dedicated spray weapon with a shotgun, and you're trying to run double mobility, it's not for you. I think double mobility people, I think the ACP is still for you to go with, because you're probably going to be using, like I said, the A280 CFE blaster because of its versatility as a second weapon. And you're likely not using the F11 blaster because long range fights are really, really hard with this thing. And now let's talk about people that run single mobility. And this is where I really want to talk about the shotgun. And if you are running single mobility, just shockwaves like I do, I highly recommend using the shotgun. Because if you're using single mobility, it means you're using three weapons. The shotgun, the F11 blaster as your dedicated spray weapon, or the CR2 SMG, I would use the F11 though, and then your DMR. So what do you have in that situation? Well, you have a DMR that can hit hard, that basically makes close range fights easier because you can get pre-damage. So you can get to a fight with 126, 189 total damage, and then by the time you're there, your opponent is a shotgun shot away, And if they're not a shotgun shot away, it's shotgun and then you finish with a spray weapon every time. And it's got a consistent flow, especially with the shotgun. Obviously, if you have the ACP, again, a dedicated spray weapon is really not needed for that shotgun because of how hard it can hit. But I just find it more convenient to play in that way. And this Jawa's shotgun really sets you up for success. And if you look at the stats of it, 162 to the body is unheard of. That's incredible of body shot damage, which shows you why a dedicated spray weapon, although staying as one shot, makes it super easy because you know you're going to hit a good shot. As long as you hit them in the body, you're likely going to hit a good shot. And because it can hit for so much and has so much potential damage at the body, all you have to do is finish with the spray weapon, your dedicated spray weapon, and there you go. And then you're not often, if you're a good player or good enough, you're never thinking about reloading that thing until after the fight, waiting for it to overheat after the fight is over. Now, with the ACP, since it has a lot more shots to overheat, that's kind of that one gun where you can shoot, use your secondary, and then swap back, which makes it a lot more easy of a shotgun to use. Which is why, the ACP in a 3-gun loadout, like I was talking about, does work. It does work, but I just find it less convenient because if you hit a 113 body shot and you go to your F11 and then swap back, you'll probably win the fight. But why would you carry a dedicated spray weapon if all you want to do is shoot, let your spray weapon fire, so that you can have a fresh shot with your shotgun right away? At that point, you might as well carry the A280, right? So that's the main point I have with that shotgun. The ACP is only good in a 2-gun loadout. It's not as good in a 3-gun loadout. It's just not. It doesn't get the job done, in my opinion, in that situation. So there you go for the comparison between the ACP and the Java 87 Scatter Blaster. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what shotgun you like better. Let me know kind of the style that you organize your loadouts. And let me know with your loadouts what shotgun are you going to use. Are you going to, take the advice I use and only use the ACP and 2-gun loadouts, and then 3-gun loadouts or more? Or are you going to use the Java 87? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe on these videos. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy this. I'll see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Peace. Fight, fight, fight. There we go, let's go.